So tonight we're going to dive into, of course, our U versus U Revolution Monday night training. The past 2 weeks, I've talked about attitude, action, and this week is going to be accountability, right? So this is good for any area of your life. I know it's the beginning of a new month, so it's July 8th. So it's always nice to know, okay, what am I going for? And then finding a workout partner or just even sharing your goals out loud or your initiatives is super important. Accountability also to many of you might be, I wouldn't say a curse word, but it's definitely not. It could be a cringe word maybe. So hopefully I can dive into this tonight to make you really actually excited about this word accountability. Okay. So let me kind of dive in here. Yeah. Okay. So like I said, attitude, action, and accountability are going to be life's three big choices, right? So having a great attitude. I'm reading a book right now. Oh man, where is it? It's all about how you think. So you are what you think, basically, and it's a Christian book, but a lot of scriptures in it. But at the end of the day, when he talks about cancer, when he talks about disease, when he talks about depression, when he talks about anxiety, it really does help when you have a positive attitude. You know what I mean? I had a friend reach out to me yesterday and he saw my post and really great guy. He actually had stage 4 cancer. He was given a death sentence of 30 days to live about 7 years ago. And he's a friend of mine from college and everything. And we've stayed in touch. Now he's healthy as can be. He's a pickleball champion. He's got 4 kids. He actually healed completely from cancer. And one of the things that I really loved about him is the way that he was just his attitude. He's like, I'm going to get through this, and even in death, like he was okay to die, even though he knew he was going to get through it, but he's also okay dying. So it was a crazy balance of attitudes, very inspiring stuff. So, I mean, people can, help heal disease. They can help heal themselves of anxiety, depression. When you have a positive attitude, it really helps. Like, okay, I got this. And it comes down to self-talk too. So like almost keeping yourself accountable this month for your self-talk. Like for instance, what does self-talk mean? Well, I wrote some things down today. Like for instance, I put Monday, July 8th. And your self-talk is really changing the dynamic of the relationship between you and yourself and your mind. So I put things like, I'm having a great day. Now, I know that sounds so basic, but I've been having a great day. I mean, it's interesting when you write it down in the morning, right when you wake up and I meditate, I put, I'm going to have a great day. I am loved. I am healing. I am helping others. I am positive. I am creating massive success. I am getting out of all my problems and challenges. I am growing. I am surrounding myself with the best people. Everything amazing is happening for me, not to me, but for me, right? Tony Robbins always says that the universe is happening for you, not to you. Great things are coming my way. I am so grateful to be alive. I am peace. I am at peace. I am love. God is not finished with me. I am smart. I am handsome. Hey, how about that? I am handsome. How about all the women out there? I am beautiful, right? It's okay to say this. There's no ego. There's no narcissism with you affirming yourself that you're beautiful, that you're handsome, right? Because how you look at yourself and the attitude that you have towards yourself is going to be reflective of business and booking appointments and doing big things with your life. It really is. I'm great at what I do. I'm full of life. God is happy with me. I think a lot of people think God is very upset at them. Can you imagine walking around and having the attitude of, God is very unhappy with me. I am such a sinner. It's like that itself is not going to get you to the right actions and having accountability. So again, the reason I'm bringing this up real quickly is just kind of to refresh your frame of mind of why attitude is so important. And having, like I even put, I have a good heart. I am not alone. I am loved. I'm never around abusive people. I am a Christ follower. I am healed. I'm a leader. I'm amazing because of God. Amazing because of God. Things in life are happening for me. Okay, I don't know what that means. I am getting blessings all over. Money is pouring all over me. I am wealth. I am rich in all areas. I'm a great father. So that's actually what I wrote this morning. I wasn't planning on sharing that with you, but I think it's important that you understand your attitude is reflective of your self-talk. And many of you probably have negative self-talk, because I know that I did. So when I really started to work even recently on the way that I talk to myself and even writing it down, because when you write it down, you're using neurological muscles in your brain that are actually giving you an exercise instead of just exercising literally at the gym. So you're working your brain muscles, and you're also sharing it within yourself, and that's going to help your mindset of like, okay, and it's eventually when you start doing this, at first it might be cringe, or it might be like, oh, I don't know if I believe in this. It really is true. The way that you think about yourself, the way that is how you're going to lead your life. It's how you're going to lead yourself. And we all know that everything rises and falls on leadership, but leadership is actually interesting. You can never be a great leader if you can't lead yourself effectively. Now, everyone loves the leader, right? They're like even jealous, like, you know, like you see like maybe a John Maxwell or a Tony Robbins, or, you know, a Beth Moore, or some of these amazing preachers or speakers or motivational people or authors or podcasters. And you're like, man, what a life. I mean, they get to just sip Diet Coke and, you know, sit on a stool and get paid all this money to talk. But, you know, John Maxwell always talks about, it's like, well, many people aren't willing to do what I did to get to the stool. And that is leading yourself effectively every single day when nobody's watching. That's down to the diet, your meditation, the way that you present yourself to your family, the way that you show up, your attitude every day, creating a positive attitude and a positive atmosphere for your family. And then also creating the right action, that every day that you're doing the KPIs, you're doing the things that are necessary for you to win. And then having accountability is going to be that final A. Okay. So hopefully that makes sense. It kind of helps you to understand the 3 A's. Now, why accountability often feels negative, right? So again, I shared with you in the beginning of this, it's like, it's not like a boss. So I think maybe a lot of you think, oh, accountability is like, oh, having a boss. And I don't want to have a boss. I mean, I'm working for myself and I'm my own boss, which is totally true, right? But let me kind of share a couple things with you. So we all stand at a crossroads of thousands of daily choices, but one of the most effective choices you will ever make regarding achievement is the choice of accountability. So what I mean by that is it's a choice. Now you can easily choose after this Zoom to be like, you know what, I'm good. I don't need accountability. I don't need someone telling me what to do. And you're 100% right. No one is going to tell you what to do, but having people like myself that have, you know, done business for 22 years, or other people that are successful, like you're going to hear from a couple people tonight, it's okay to actually make the choice to want to be like them, to be like, wow, what is it like for me to book an appointment that has tens of thousands of employees? Wow, that would equal a 6-figure monthly income. Okay, I want that. Or what is it going to feel like when I'm actually doing something that brings positivity to the world, but I don't want to let my self-imposed limitations get in the way of that? So how do I have accountability, and how do I build a community around that? And that's exactly what we're building here with everything that we're doing. So going back to choice, the choice of accountability is the third of the big threes, the 3 A's, and it forms the foundation of achievement. Okay, so this is like the foundation. If you're building a house, accountability is that foundation. Because most people cringe whenever the word accountability is used. It reminds us of the time when we had to do something that we did not want to do, or the time when we had to report to someone that we did not respect. But that is not the context of this discussion tonight of accountability. Okay, so accountability is a motivational force, not a negative thing. I want you to really understand that. So you might say, well, Todd, how is it motivational? Achievement is about moving to the next level of life. Now, how many of you out there want to be an achiever? You're like looking at this opportunity in front of you, and you're like, okay, I want to be able to make residual income. Oh my gosh. Okay, think about it. So if you all were making right now $10,000 a month, and it was guaranteed for life, let's just say guaranteed for life every month. On the 15th of the month, you make 10 grand a month. Okay. Now they say that money doesn't bring happiness. I would really disagree with that. Money does create a lot of happiness. It doesn't give you ultimate happiness. Only, in my opinion, the joy of the Lord, and joy of of just who you are, and there's a lot of different things that also bring joy of your family, your children. But being a family man myself, having 3 children and everything, like, one is about to go to college in 2 months, so it's $60,000 a year. Okay, so my daughter is not going to be very happy with me if I don't write a check August 15th. Do you understand? Money does bring a lot of happiness. Okay, so to your children, to your family. So don't get that twisted. I'm not saying it's everything. It's not about greed and all that crap. But if all of you are making $10,000 a month, and that was an achievement thing, let's say by the end of this year, since July is like a halfway mark, what would change? Now, some of you are like, oh, $10,000 a month is not a lot of money. But let me just remind you, I use the keyword residual. So residual means that you get it over and over and over and over again without the overhead, without buying homes or Airbnbs or properties that you have to come in with 20% and you have to have all this overhead, or maybe it's a multi-level space and you have to recruit thousands of people and a lot of them are just going to come and go. It's not really truly residual. It's maybe passive. Or even with the partners that we work with, you're not hiring and firing and you don't have a C-suite staff and anything like that. You don't have to be in compliance with the IRS tax codes or anything. You're just a person that says, I want to achieve by the end of this year, $10,000 a month or more. What does that look like? Okay. And if you're saying, well, I want to achieve this at the end of 2024, but God forbid, I don't want a coach. I don't want a mentor. I don't want anyone that is not Mickey Mouse towards me, that's just kind and nice and oh my God, ha! You actually, you can't stand anyone that says, hey, why didn't you do that? Hey, why were you on the Zoom last week? Oh my God, because I was busy. Get off me. That person will never succeed in achievement. There's no way ever, ever, ever that person should go back to their job because they're going to have someone holding them accountable anyway for the rest of their lives. It's called the boss. But this is different, okay? This is going to be a joyous occasion. It's going to be something that's going to be helpful. And that's why we want to reframe it, because accountability pushes you beyond your self-imposed limitations. It's a positive force for growth. So back in my network marketing days, I do have to share this story. A lot of you heard the story of just me having a coach and me. I shared this last week. I won't spare you all that again. But when I did have a coach and he coached me on accountability, it wasn't easy to hear the first time. And, he said something to me which really hurt my feelings. He said, Todd, I am not your friend. I'm your coach. I'm going to keep you accountable. And I said, oh man, at first I was like, does he not like me? But 5 minutes later, I'm like, of course my coach is not my friend. Like, I don't want to hire a coach, or I don't want to have accountability with a mentor. Now, a mentor and a boss are two different things. I don't want to be my mentor's bestie, right? Does that make sense? Are you your pastor's best friend? Probably not. But do you respect your pastor? Of course you do. Or your bishop or your priest. I mean, I'm sure you're not, playing croquet with your priest if you're Catholic on a Saturday. Okay. You're probably seeing him for confession, or, maybe talking with him for about a couple of minutes. And you respect the priest, you respect the pastor, you respect the teacher, you respect the mentor. And I think a lot of people think, oh, we have to be friends with everybody. It's not true, because when you're friends with a mentor, it gets a little weird because you don't really respect them after a while, and because they're just your buddy. So what I found is when I did hire a coach, I never looked at him as my buddy. I looked at him as my mentor. And when he spoke, it's like the law of E.F. Hutton. If you know anything about E.F. Hutton, he was the guy, when he spoke, everyone listened. It's actually one of the laws of the 21 irrefutable laws of leadership that John Maxwell wrote many, many years ago in 1998 or 99. One of the best leadership books, even to this day, ever written. So the law of E.F. Hutton is when the leader speaks, the people listen. So when it comes to you, you have to also decide tonight, I believe, that, hey, are you a leader? Are you a leader, or are you a follower? Now, I'm not talking about followers on Instagram. I'm talking about, are you a leader that has the ability to influence other people? Because if you don't have the ability to influence other people, no problem. You can learn how to get the ability to influence others through attitude, action, and accountability. Does that make sense to everybody? So attitude, action, and accountability is the system that you can actually become an effective leader. Now, that means you can develop business acumen. That means you can actually talk to business leaders, owners. You can book appointments. You can network. You can taproot. You can actually inspire people on social media just by making posts and content, sharing your perspective, sharing your action steps that you've taken, because you're in a system of accountability. Does that make sense to everybody? And you look at corporate America has this too. Like the really good corporate America companies like Salesforce, there's accountability there. There's a lot of great companies, whether they're entrepreneur companies, corporate America companies, that love this. Sports teams, the greatest sports teams have the biggest accountability. You look at the New England Patriots when they're winning 6. You look at the Chicago Bulls when they got 6. You look at even Tom Brady, the accountability he had with himself, going to bed at 9 p.m. every night, never eating more than 25 grams of sugar per day, TB12, the whole system that he had since like 2008 to 2022, when he retired at 45 as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterback. That's accountability. That's having, and he has a coach, obviously, one of his dear friends now, but he's had a coach for years. Michael Jordan had Tim Grover for 16 years. So you have to have this, okay, in order, if you want to be successful, right? So let me go through this next thing. So the importance of accountability, it is the most significant choice for future achievement, and it utilized imagination, intuition, and choice. So the choice of accountability is usually the most significant choice anyone can make regarding their future achievement, okay? So it is important to seek an outside-in perspective to bring about the kind of change that you need for sustainable achievement and growth. This perspective can come from a mentor or group of people with like-minded interests to whom you choose to be accountable for your goals. So the other cool thing that we do in this program is we have accountability pods, we have workout partners, we are building a community. And I think that is so critical, not just to have one person to keep you accountable, but to have several people and to actually enjoy it. And actually you hold other people accountable too, to their achievement goals and what they are desiring too. So how accountability works. In making the choice of accountability, it's important to understand the mechanics of how it works and why, right? So there's a simple formula for achievement: doing the right things consistently over a sustained period of time, right? So to make your choice of accountability more effective, you must identify the right things, which we call, and I've said this a lot, key performance indicators or KPIs. So every level of achievement, there are always certain activities that must be consistently performed for achievement to take place. Looking at the history of previous achievers is a good place to start. Okay, so you're going to hear from 3 achievers tonight, okay, in about 10 minutes. So going to the KPIs, let me give you an example. And some of you have never heard this concept. I got this years and years and years ago from a mentor of mine named Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn was incredible, one of the greatest public speakers, motivational speakers of our generation, and even the generation before me. He died, I think, in 2008. I was actually at his funeral. Tony Robbins was there too. It was in Orange County. He was actually from, he lived in Beverly Hills. And anyway, he was one of, you can look him up on YouTube, one of the greatest communicators. And when he said something in a CD, an actual CD that I used to listen to over and over and over and over again. He said, baseball, to be a Hall of Famer, your ratio is very simple. It's 3 out of 10. So what does he mean by that? So that means if you get up to the plate and you strike out 7 times, but hit the ball at least the first, you get a first base, hit, or you're at least on first base, you're a Hall of Famer. You're a Hall of Famer. That means you're in Cooperstown, New York, many years later. Hall of Famer. That means you're batting 300. So in this business, or any business that is, let's say in prospecting or booking appointments or recruiting or anything like that, in this particular business, all we're doing is booking appointments with business owners, small or large, anywhere from 20 employees or more. So if I call 6 business owners a day, and one of them book an appointment, that means my ratio is 1 out of 6. Now that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I would say 1 out of 5 is incredible. So you can literally become a millionaire if you can talk to 5 different business owners a day and book 1 appointment a day, not 5 a month. That's not very good. It's still a good ratio, but if you know your ratio, the cool thing is you're going to develop this confidence. And we're going to talk about that in a second. Because accountability actually is the way to confidence. If you guys can meet yourself, accountability is the way to confidence. Because if you want to develop some self-confidence, the more accountable you are, the more that you're going to achieve, the more confidence that you're going to have, if that makes sense. So once you know your ratio, even if it's bad, even if you're like, Todd, oh my gosh, I talked to 20 business owners and I still haven't gotten a booked call. Okay, no problem. No problem. first of all, congratulations for talking to 20 business owners, but let's get you at least one book call this week, and then make sure that you're tracking the ratio, because even if it's you talk to 30 and get one, yes, that's bad, but at least we have it documented. So now we can start working on accountability to make that 25 to 1 or 1 to 25 or 1 to 20 or 1 to 15 or 1 to 10. Okay. And that's what's so important, is knowing the data and knowing the numbers. So again, this is where the KPIs come in, because you're like, okay, if I want to do 2,000 employees for the month, if I want to get 2,000 employees booked this month and my ratio is 1 out of 10, and you're busy, and you have a full-time job and 1,800 kids, I mean, whatever you're busy at, you have to at least do 5 a day. So I would always say, if you're looking for a bare minimum, I would say you need to talk to 5 business owners a day. And then if your ratio is 1 out of 10, then that means every other day you're going to be booking 1 appointment every other day. So that means you've got about 2 to 3 a week, which is not bad at all, right? 2 to 3 appointments booked a week, great. So if the average of them is like 200 employees, then you're talking 200 times 3, which is 600 a week. 600 times 4, because obviously 4 weeks in a month is 2,400. So 2,400 a month is really good. Now, I'm not saying all of those are going to close, but let's say 2,400 in July, 2,400 in August. So you have 6 months. So 2,400 times 6. Now you're talking 24, 6, 12. So you're talking like 12 to 15,000 employees by the end of the year. So if we're closing, let's say 20% of that, that is 2,000. So there's your 2,000. There's your $10,000 a month or more in residual income for years to come. Do you see how that works? Are you guys getting this? The other KPI could be like, I'm reading 10 pages of a good book. I do it every morning. I'm journaling, 20 minutes a day. I'm writing my self-talk. I'm writing my affirmations. That's a huge KPI for me. I'm working out an hour a day, 5 days a week, or 6 days a week, or 7 days a week, or whatever. In those workouts, you're putting, okay, yoga once a week, weightlifting 3 times a week, cardio 2 times a week. Okay. What day, what time, what are your meal plans? What are you eating every day? What are your macros? What are your micros? I mean, how much do you want to weigh by the end of July? Maybe you want to lose 10 pounds. Okay. What do you weigh now? Where do you need to be by the end of the month? So these are actually some of the monthly initiatives. But if I want to lose 10 pounds at the end of the month, that means today I can't eat a bunch of biscuits and gravy. I have to make sure that my diet is going to be congruent every single day. And I'm going to, let's say I have 3 meals a day, 2 of which are going to be 500 calories each. My third meal is going to be 1,200. I'm negative 500 calories a day to what I'm used to. So therefore, I'm going to lose a pound a week, or a couple pounds a week, which could add up to 10 pounds for the month or something. So I can literally gauge ratios and all that stuff based on my monthly initiatives and then my daily action steps. And then I can share with a workout partner or my mentor, I want to lose 10 pounds by the end of July. And he or she is keeping me accountable of that. Does that make sense to everybody? It's not rocket science, but this is how you achieve. How you don't achieve is keeping everything to yourself. You're not even writing down your goals or monthly initiatives since it's a new month. I would recommend having 5 monthly initiatives, 1 or 2 of which are about this financial stuff. And then 3 of which one could be health, another one could be spiritual or family or mental health or something like that. So a monthly initiative is not a goal. It's actually getting you closer to your annual goal by the end of 2024. But a monthly initiative is driving your daily action. So for instance, if my goal is 2,000 employees booked by the end of this month with a T group, then that means I need to know my ratio, or at least I need to do 5 spoke quiz a day with 5 business owners a day, 5 days a week. Because if I'm not even doing that, forget it. Okay. And it's already the 8th of the month. So these are the KPIs, the key performance indicators, right? Okay. So 3 parts of accountability: making a commitment, building confidence, and understanding accountability is a choice. So let's talk about this. Making a commitment. The foundation for winning behavior is keeping your commitments. Isn't this amazing? In my book, You versus You, one of the chapters is you versus your promises. So keeping your promise to yourself. So you can't keep promises to yourself if you don't write things down, if you don't track things, because if your KPIs are not measurable, it's not a KPI. Okay. You need to be able to measure this. Okay. Does that make sense? So number 2, building confidence. Okay. Are you able to build confidence? Well, how do you build confidence, Todd? Okay. Let me kind of share this with you, because I know a lot of you are looking to do this. The reality of achievement is that it does not matter how small the step is, as long as you take those steps consistently and those steps continue to increase. It is the old grow or decline theory. So really what this means is you're either growing in life or you're simply declining, right? So for all of us, it is a choice, just like accountability is a choice. We choose to grow or we choose to decline. Now, let me tell you a couple of challenges that people have that I just want to bring up real quick, okay? One of the challenges that people have when they come to me, they're like, well, Todd, I'm going on vacation. I'm going to be taking 2 weeks off and I'll let you know when I get back. Okay. First of all, I'm all for vacation. That's great. But when you're on vacation, are you still working out? Hopefully. Are you still reading your 10 pages? Hopefully. Are you still meditating? Hopefully. When I go on vacation, I actually leverage it to be able to maybe revisit my 5-year vision, maybe write down bigger and go. Because every time we do vacation and travel, we actually think bigger. Traveling and vacationing are great for the mind, right? What's not good is vacationing, eat a bunch of food, not working out, gaining 20 pounds, and then coming back. And then you feel miserable and you're like, oh man, I need another vacation from the vacation. So even, when you're taking the time to go vacation, that doesn't mean you take time off. One of the things that was hard for me to digest is a great leader named Darnell Self many years ago in my first company that I was ever a part of, one of my favorite speakers even today. He said, leaders don't take a day off. And I said, wait a minute, why am I here then? Leaders never take a day off? But what does he mean by that? If you're a father, do you take a day off from your children? No. If you're a mother, do you neglect your children for a day or two? No. If you are in shape, do you just get out of shape for a week because you don't feel like it? No. So what that means is when leaders take a day off, it's okay to take a day off. Don't. It's okay to take a Sunday off and relax again. But you're still doing the laundry, right? You're still doing your chore. You're still doing something. You're still going to church. You're still, doing whatever you need to do. My whole point is when you have this attitude that you're a leader and you're doing the do and you're doing your KPIs, that's going to continue to build the confidence because you do it through small, successful attempts in a proven system and also doing what you say you're going to do. That is what consistent growth requires because it does require confidence, and confidence only comes from the experience of successful attempts. And then number 3 is understanding that accountability is a choice, okay? So again, it's a mature choice. It's not a youthful choice. Young people, they don't want accountability. This is an adult thing. So we're kind of adulting tonight. We're saying, you know what? I'm done being a child. I'm done being a broke person. I'm done being a woe is me kind of person. And I want to make a mature choice tonight. Some say that accountability is a sign of weakness. These people try to achieve in private with a false sense of independence and pride. They may reason, I only need me, and I can account for myself better than anyone. I don't need any program. I don't need any book. I don't need to be on this Zoom tonight. I know how to book appointments. I know a million business owners. These people never succeed. I've never seen them succeed. I have known only a few people who could do this on their own, and I would never recommend it. For all next level growth and every next level step I've made in my life, the choice of accountability played a major role. I love it. I pay for it. I embrace it. I seek it, and I want it. This is something I want more than ever. Most of us need the outside perspective of accountability to grow. And in most cases, no one can make that choice for you. Forced accountability will produce only temporary results. So I was sharing that story a little while ago, and I want to finish it. So when I got into the direct sales space, I started accountability calls. And every week for years, I would have, and this was a volunteer business only, nobody would pay me. Hopefully I would make money off them and they would make money too. But I ran accountability calls every single week. And it was so successful that the whole company embraced it. And even to this day, the second company, a skincare company, actually still runs them. But I just picked 5 KPIs. We run with them every week. And then we get on a call and we go through what we all accomplished together. They're weekly KPI calls. And they were fantastic. And a lot of people came and gone. The people that actually ran them and stayed were the ones that actually made 6 figures, multiple 6 figures or more. When you look at this particular opportunity that you're going to see tonight, I'm going to bring on our guest speakers here just to share their experience. I think what you're going to find is something that you've never seen before. Something where if you hold yourself accountable to booking appointments, you only have to do something once and get paid over and over and over residual income, which, like I related, you can't do that in real estate. You can't do that in the direct sales space. You can't do that even in affiliate marketing. You can do that only with this opportunity. And thankfully, we have a great firm. We have great connections. We have great law firms that are promoting us, that are basically saying 100% compliant with all IRS tax codes. And that's really what's exciting. So the benefits of choosing this tonight is going to lead to a lifestyle of achievement and growth. It's going to ensure commitments, and you're going to build that confidence that it's going to continue to sustain, and you're going to feel better and better. You're embracing accountability for success. You're saying yes. You're saying, yes, sign me up. I want accountability. I want to learn how to grow and become successful. Okay, it's the key to effectiveness as well. Now, again, only 1% of the world actually makes 100 grand a year or more in residual income. That's what we're doing here. That's what we're doing here. So with that said, what I like to do, and then I'll kind of wrap it up. I've asked 3 people to share. I'd like to start off with a personal friend of mine. I've known him for about 25 years or so, maybe less. But I was 19 years old, and I went from upstate New York to Chattanooga, Tennessee, in my first year in college in Chattanooga. And Paul Mills was my RA. I don't even know what that stands for anymore, but I lived in the dorm room, and he was in charge of the dorm room. And then fast forward many years later, he got started with us, not only as an affiliate with the T Group, but also as a base client. He's taken this very seriously. I love Paul. He just turned 50, and he's doing some big things. He's got a great routine. He's got a great marriage. He's a father. He's a chaplain. Very, very, professional person. But he really has taken this opportunity very seriously. I love what he's done so far. So I asked him to share kind of his perspective of what he's doing with businesses. And Paul, if you could just share kind of what's going on with you and what you're learning and some of the appointments that you booked. I know you've had some affiliates as well that you've worked with, that you brought on board, that's also closed some deals. So love for you to share a little bit.
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, sure can.
Yeah, thanks, Todd. I appreciate that. Yeah, Todd and I go way back. It has been 25 years, which is kind of crazy. And I'm glad that you mentioned I turned 50. I'm really happy about that. So,
Sorry.
No, it's this kind. My story goes back to the pandemic, and I was at that time pastoring at a location for a church, and my pastor came to me and said, "Hey, could you lead up a reopening task force? We want you to kind of get together with other pastors and government officials and business owners and try to figure out how we can reopen our community safely and effectively." And it was during that time that I rubbed elbows with some business owners, and I watched some businesses in our community close their doors. And then I watched some of my volunteers at my church lose their jobs during that time. And it developed a passion inside me to help them. But I didn't know how, and I didn't know where to start. And, fast forward to a couple of months ago when I saw one of Todd's posts on social media, and, knowing that for the past 25 years, I've watched how has succeeded in everything that he's been a part of. I just had to find out more. And as we began to talk, I saw this as a tremendous opportunity to not just do something for myself and making a residual income, but in doing so, I could do something towards that passion of helping business owners and employees and make a difference in people's lives. And I thought how awesome that was going to be. And so, yeah, we got started with it, and I've been able to, when I started, I didn't know anything about talking to business owners. I've talked to lots of people in my life, and I've talked to business owners, but never about a program such as this and how we could benefit them. But under Todd's leadership, I've learned a lot about having those kind of conversations, being more confident in talking to them. And then I have had one of my good friends has become an affiliate under me. And he actually booked an appointment and closed that appointment before I booked any. So he got out way ahead of me. And then I booked appointments, and I actually had a great conversation with a company that just had their initial call last week, and they're moving forward. And super excited. It sounds like they're going to be moving towards signing their contract in the coming weeks. So this has been a great opportunity with Vase. And what I want to reiterate what Todd said. If you want to make a change in your life, it starts with that first action. So I encourage you, if you're looking to do something amazing and learn some incredible things and have a life-changing opportunity, this is it.
Thank you, Paul. I really, really appreciate that in those words. And congratulations. And I know you have some really awesome initiatives this month in July, and I have no doubt that you're going to hit those and beyond. So I appreciate it. Awesome. All right. Well, I want to ask the next person. Troy Joyner, are you on? Can you just say hi? And then I do want to introduce you properly. I just didn't know if you're on. Okay, I don't know if Troy's on, but hopefully he'll be on here in a second, or if he's hearing me, if he's on mute. All right, so let me go to the next person. So this is Mara Sargent. Mara has actually been with us for a couple months. Mara is someone that has a unique story. She's actually on a boat right now. She lives on a boat and with her husband, and married for, I think, over 29 plus years or something. Very, I've known her for years, actually. I've known of her. She actually bought my book 5 years ago and sent me a selfie, which I really appreciated. But Mara has booked multiple appointments. So she's had a great relationship with our firm, the T Group. Mara's not like, she actually struggles with some of the things that I struggle with, just shyness and, sometimes it's hard to call a business owner and to get that courage to do it. But she still does it. And I think we all can relate to that. So Mara, I know you're on your boat somewhere, but if you can say hi, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yep, I sure can.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, my husband and I do live on a boat. We've lived a very nomadic lifestyle for the last 3.5 years. We sold our house in northern Idaho and did 6-month RV trip and spent time at my parents' house on different boats. So and then we bought some property and working on building a house, but probably won't move in till next spring. So I'm looking at another year of this lifestyle. But that being said, I appreciate the introduction, Todd. And I'm at 31 years marriage, just those extra years there.
Very cool.
So yeah, my husband and I have been business owners for over 30 years. I'm also a realtor, so I'm really fine with talking to people and chit-chatting. I've been in the hospitality industry. We owned restaurants. But there's something about calling on the phone. I don't know what that is. So I don't know. I struggle. I managed to get, I think I've had 8 appointments booked in the TE group, and I had 5 with encompassing health before that. Yeah, so basically what I do is it's mostly people that I know or had some connection with because they're in my phone. And so when I call, if they're not like a close friend, I talk to them about how we know each other. And then I just say, hey, I'm a business owner myself for over 30 years. And I recently became aware of an amazing program that helps with revenue retention and recruitment. There's some versions of this, right? Depending how much I can get out. And I said, I'm reaching out to other business owners or C-suite executives, whatever the case may be, to spread the word about this tax savings program. And then random question, how many W-2 employees do you have? And then I just say, if I could show you a way to save X number of dollars per year while simultaneously giving your employees 18 additional extra benefits, is that something you'd be open to taking a look at? And people say yes, they're open to it. Now, to be fair, I haven't had anyone, move to signing the contract part. So I feel like maybe I need to build a little bit more rapport. They make the calls. Anyways, I'm not sure what that's all about, but I have a couple that are on hold while they deal with some major transitions in their company. They're like, check back in January, that kind of thing. And there are 2 of them I have are 1,000 people, employees. So yeah, that's it. And
Awesome.
yeah.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
So Yeah, thank you. So let me kind of wrap up tonight. We got a good 15 minutes left. I'm going to get to some other slides here, but we had another gentleman who's actually closing 29,000. We have another gentleman that's doing 21,000 in a close with a major university. We've actually closed a lot of deals in just 4 months. We have over 100,000 employees right now on the finish line. So things are really popping for us, but at the same time, we haven't even scratched the surface yet. So, since April, we've really used this firm right here. And I just want to kind of go through this real quick so everyone is under the understanding of like what we're dealing with. When you actually book appointments in this program and you're saying, okay, accountability is great, but like, what am I being held accountable for? Well, there's obviously plenty of things that you'd want to be held accountable for, like whatever, is important to you. But when it comes to your finances, when you want to make residual income that's going to be there every single month, you have to really do your research and making sure that you're with a company that has full compliance with the IRS and all the tax codes. These are just what we've been featured in. I mean, Markets Herald, MSN, New York Weekly, US Reporter, Wall Street Times. Our corporate staff, our C-suite people have been featured in these publications. We've been around since 2013, which is really exciting. This is something that we want to talk about. So there's a major law firm in Manhattan, and it's Greenberg and Torg. They've been around since I don't know how long, but they're in 47 different locations. They're 8th largest law firm in the United States of America. Now, there's a letter that was written 2 weeks ago that expresses, and this is the same law firm that for many years have been very negative about Section 125 plans, Section 125, different companies even promoting this. But they sent a letter of endorsement saying that we're compliant and all 100% compliant in all of the tax codes with the T group. And we don't get that letter just because we don't want to screw it up, because somebody will screw it up. Somebody will post it all over social media, whatever. So the letter is actually significant for clients that you're booking. So we have tens of thousands of employees. We have like big companies too, and it's not just for the 100 employees or 200 employees, because there's not much red tape under 250. But anytime that you have like 1,000, 2,000, 10,000 or more, you have a lot of red tape. You have different attorneys involved. You have a lot of these deals just take longer. So having that endorsement letter and them seeing it, because a lot of them even know the law firm, it's major, it's in downtown Manhattan. To have that full endorsement is definitely what can be the silver bullet to get that company to cross the finish line. And there you go. I mean, you just need, again, like I said, 2,000 is 10,000 a month. But if you had 10,000 employees, now we're talking $50,000 a month in residual income month after month. And you're just simply doing it once. You're not having to follow up. You don't even have to be on the call. You're actually positioning it the proper way. And of course, we have training on Thursday at 2 p.m. with the actual company and its leadership team. But, the biggest thing that I would say is when you are booking appointments, you always want to start off with a question and be like, hey, how many employees do you currently have right now, W-2 full-time employees? And then they give the number. And then whatever the number is, let's say it's 1,000, be like, you know what? I think you might be losing like $700,000 a year. And they're like, well, what do you mean we're losing? Yeah, based on my calculations, Section 125 and some of the Affordable Cares Act in 2013, here's my passion. My passion is really talking to someone like you, sir, that's a business owner, that's a decision maker. And I know this economy right now is very bad. You have inflation, low in recruiting, low in retention, low in revenue. My passion is to actually connect you with a firm that I work with in New York City. And they have been working with thousands of different businesses your size or higher, and our current clients, about 10,000. In fact, one of them is the NYPD. Okay, great. So here's what I'd like to do. I'd like to discuss getting you on the phone with them for 20 minutes. They can not only save you the $700,000 a year based on the calculations of what I just did, but also your current employees, we can add 19 additional health benefits for them immediately, or not immediately, in the next 2 months. So that's going to help your retention. It's going to help your recruiting, and it's going to help your revenue. Okay, makes sense? Great. So let me go ahead and do this. I have an opening tomorrow at 2 o'clock, and I have an opening at 1 o'clock. Which one works best for you? Okay, great. 1 o'clock, I got you down. What's your email? Okay, how do you spell your name? Blah, 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 Mr. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, great. Okay, got you down. Check your email. It's going to be a Google Meetup. show up on time. And by the way, you said 1,000, right? So if you have a CPA you want to bring them on, a human resource person, but we definitely need you on because you are the decision maker. You're the CFO or the CEO, and we really need you on. Does that make sense? Yes, sir. Okay. Well, I look forward to it. It's going to be about 20 to 30 minutes max. And these are licensed professionals that are going to walk you through exactly what they do. Okay. So in a nutshell, guys, I just gave you a little bit of what I do. Some of you might do something different. I wouldn't recommend it. I would recommend going through what I just went through in that structure, because we've already done it the opposite way, where, you know, when someone just promotes the benefits, but you have this and you have that for your employees. I'm telling you, the employers don't really care that much. I mean, they do, but they want to know what's in it for them. Many, many years ago, my mentor said, everyone's tuned into their favorite radio station, WIIFM. What's in it for me? It's true. Babies think this way. We think this way. I mean, it's always like, hey, what's in it for me? It's not a bad thing. So just go with that. You know, what's in it for them? So the biggest thing, what's in it for the employer or the decision makers, they're saving $700 per employee per year, every single year. So it's like they're getting that check every single year without any cost out of pocket for them. That's insane. And then in addition to that, their employees that are making 40 grand a year, 50 grand a year, 60 grand a year on average, they're now going to be getting 19 additional health benefits, including life insurance. Okay, a life insurance policy up to $100,000 death claim. It's insane. A zero prescription or zero copay off their prescription, mental health, therapy, whatever they're going through. It doesn't matter. They're going to get access. They have all of these benefits that you're going to continue to learn. Now, we don't have to go through all that. You don't have to be like, benefit number one, blah, blah, blah. Benefit number two, because we're not licensed. So the cool thing about being non-licensed ourselves is we need to shut our mouth and we just need to get out of the way. Here's another cool thing. This company actually does all the work. After you get them to the finish line with the appointment, just never talk to them again. just get out of there. You don't have to follow up. You don't have to say, hey, sir, how'd the call go? Oh, it went good, Todd. Oh, are you guys going to do your census? Okay. Now, because it's weird. It's weird energy to have to do that. I'm not a business owner. I'm an entrepreneur. So if I'm following up with a man or a woman that is a decision maker of 1,000 employees, like, they're going to look at me like, dude, what is your deal? Like, it's almost like, fly, get away from me, fly. You know, it's like, well, why are you following up? And the other challenge is a lot of business owners don't have the time. They put it off to the side, but the T group actually makes them do the census right away. It's really, really incredible. So they're already prepared on the first call to get the census done, okay, or at least started to get going. It actually only takes 3 to 5 minutes. But that can really be delayed if you don't know how to do that. And the good thing is you don't need to do that. You don't need to know how to do that. So at the end of the day, all I'm saying is you don't have to go start a construction company. You don't have to go get your real estate license. You don't have to go buy a bunch of Airbnbs worldwide. You don't have to spend any money out of your pocket to be able to make residual income. Isn't that amazing? You don't have to hire a staff. You don't have to hire an assistant. You just have to get good at booking appointments on LinkedIn. Who do you know? And then also, who do you know that's a business owner? Okay, super important. So as also affiliate, again, your main job is to secure meetings with potential clients and partners. You need to identify and reach out to potential leads. You need to make a list. Who do you know that has 20 or more W-2 employees or more? They make $30,000 a year or more, and they can have health insurance, or they don't have to have health insurance. The other cool thing about the T group that nobody knows is, let's say you do book a big company, and for whatever reason, the PCMP program, the preventative care program, just doesn't work for them. Well, the T group, not you, will actually introduce them to the RRM program, which is actually reducing their insurance every month about 60 to 70% upfront. That only takes about a 2-week process. So that means you'll make a residual check, not every month, but you'll make it once a year for years to come. Because they didn't go with the PCMP program, but they went with another program that actually reduces their cost in their insurance that they're currently paying, right? So what's cool about that is, even if that went that way, then they come back like maybe a month or two later and be like, hey, you guys are really awesome, and we just saved 60% a month on our health insurance overall for all of our employees. What's that PCMP program again? And now, boom, you can double dip. Does that make sense? So there's 2 huge options here for you, even in the program, not just the PCMP program. These are, again, the KPIs. You're like, okay, Todd, what are the things I need to focus on? Adding new leads to your list daily, following up with leads and prospects through a drip campaign. We have that. So reach out to me for like a link. If you're like, what's a drip campaign, or how do I really do LinkedIn? I have that training. So as a gift for being on this call tonight, just reach out to me and I'll personally get that to you, or my team will. And it's a 26-minute amazing video from our COO that I personally work with. And she dives into how to really understand Sales Navigator, how to do drip campaigns through emails. We have all content and resources in that regard. Document and outputs and interactions in a CRM. Having a CRM, having some kind of organization that you're actually doing on a day-to-day basis, and you're doing your follow-ups. Now, back in the day, I used to have 3x5 cards. You can still do that if you're not a CRM person. And I would go to CVS or whatever, Walmart, gets 3x5, 4x6 cards, and then just, say, okay, I talked to this person on this day. Great. And then I would have them compartmentalized Monday through Friday. So if I talked to 5 people on Monday, I would move them into Tuesday. Then I would talk to 5 new people on Tuesday, but then I would have 5 follow-ups in addition to that on Tuesday. And then whatever happened, I would move them to Wednesday. So I'd have this black box, and I carried it with me always. And this was my follow-up box that I would have in my network marketing career. I was always the top recruiter. I was always the top business builder. I got every award in that industry. Okay, I walked every stage. I spoke at every convention because of my little black box. So the fortune is in the follow-up. It really is. You have to have some kind of CRM or black box or some kind of notebook, or you got to be able to follow up with those people. Achieve 5 significant conversations a day or more. We feel that Monday through Friday is significant, that you make sure that you're talking to 5 people. Now, if you talk to 5 people today, 5 people tomorrow, 5 people on Wednesday, you still haven't booked a call, and then you talk to another 5 people on Thursday, you booked a call, that means you're 1 out of 20 ratio. Again, not very good, but at least you know your ratio so that okay, I got to get better. But there's been so many people that don't do that. So they do it for like a day. Oh my God, I love this call. And then they do it tomorrow. Oh, nobody booked an appointment. I talked to 5 people. This must be a scam. That's not how life works. You might have to talk to 30 people to get 1 appointment, but I promise you this, if you stay consistent, sustained over a long period of time, that ratio could be 1 out of 10, 1 out of 5, but you got to be passionate about achievement. You got to be passionate about attitude, action, and achievement, because you're never going to achieve anything if you're not focused on that. And then book 1 meeting per day. Getting into that affirmation Monday through Friday. I am booking 1 appointment a day. 1 appointment a day. Why can't you? Why can't you book 1 appointment a day? Oh, well, the babysitter. Oh, well, I have kids. Oh, well, what happened was, listen, you can do anything in life if you change your self-talk to I'm booking 5. Why not me? Why not me? So also we have a webinar. So if you're like, Todd, I love this, but I also know a lot of people that know a lot of people. Like I know people that know a lot of business owners. Perfect. Scan this to register and also share this with them to get them on our live webinar where over 20 minutes, I go over the opportunity to become an affiliate. Obviously, we have the offer of free as well. People can get in for free. Now, they do got to go through a questionnaire, though. And the reason that we developed a questionnaire is because this is a very special invitation. We're not trying to recruit. We don't need to. I mean, we already have almost 100 great affiliates right now. We don't need to. We just need good people. We just need real estate agents, brokers, people that are already successful, people that want residual income. We're not looking for people that never had any success. They don't even know anybody, but they're hungry. We don't want those people. No offense to those people, but they can join an MLM or something for all I care. We want people that are already successful. They have business contacts. They also know a lot of business people, and they're super sharp. They're ready to take action. Invite them to our webinar this Wednesday. We've already had over 50 guests in just the past couple of weeks, outside of all of you that have seen it, that have booked calls with us, that even have signed up with our base program. So I'm excited about this. This is going to continue to get better and better. And I'm also getting better and better with my presentation, and I love it. Also, what's the last? Okay, so I think that's it for the night. So anyway, I want to thank all of you for being on tonight. Let me know, reach out to me if you need anything. If you are not currently a TE affiliate, let us know. We can help sign you up. And of course, if you haven't looked at your monthly initiatives yet, hopefully this call has helped you. dive into it. I also can offer you a video that I made a couple days ago about July. Happy to give that out to you as a gift for being on the call tonight as well. So guys, thanks so much for being on. Thanks to our guest speakers. Looking forward to many more to come. And thanks so much to each and every one of you for being on tonight. Take care.